Hey, welcome or welcome back. It's Hannah, and this is the moment we've been waiting for. My LiveLovePosh order has arrived, and we can do a comparison on the monthly pages to my Jen's Agenda monthly pages and decide which one I want to use for next year. So let's, without further ado, open this up. I'm so excited. So dot grid, filler paper, 50 sheets, which is like 100 double-sided. You can see how thick that is. And then here is the monthly minimal planner. So let's pop these both open. Too excited, I can't even pull them out. Okay, first let's look at the dot grid. That is just lovely. Nice thick paper, easy to see dots, be great in any planner, and a steal for how many we got. All right, let's set that aside. Actually, let's just compare. Let's look at the dot grids from here. So looks like obviously the Jen's Agenda is more yellow, LiveLovePosh is more white, and the dots are darker and more visible on the LiveLovePosh. So this just depends what you're more into. I will say the Jen's Agenda, I believe, were 12 pieces of paper for 13 bucks, and the LiveLovePosh was 50 sheets for 15, but if you just use a discount code from them, it was $13.50. So definitely a big difference price-wise with those, but also how they look. So it just depends on what you're more excited about. If you want it to be a brighter white, if you want and darker black, or if you want it to be more of a cream with lighter gray. So that is the difference with those. And like I said, I had realized after looking at the monthlies from Jen's Agenda that they have dot grid in them, so I don't think I really even needed the dot grid from those. But there's nothing wrong with having some extra dot grid. All right, now let's look at these. Maybe we should compare to my current planner, because I have LiveLovePosh inserts in here for the current year. So let's look at December, because that's my unused one. And okay, so let me get these centered so we can actually do a side by side. I might need to zoom out just a little bit. Okay. So now, and this one's going to have all the beginning pages, which I love the beginning pages that come with the LiveLovePosh. So we have the name page with the dates, the holidays, the 2026 plans, and then, oh, yes, I should be doing a side-by-side with my Jen's Agenda one for next year too. So we're comparing the 2026 beginnings. So name pages for both. And again, like I said, the quality of the paper is great for both. It's nice and thick. This one has a little bit more texture and it's brighter white. This one's smoother and it's cream. So we've got our name page. And this one flips over into the date. This one has, does it have a 2026? Here it goes. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't have this. It has it for 2027 in the Jen's Agenda one. And this has a list of holidays, whereas this one has the holidays at the bottom of these quarterly pages. It has task lists versus this one has plans. I mean, similar idea. This one just has checklist and lines, and this one's just boxes. And then 2027, does this one have 2027? does. So that's that is a difference. Okay. So, all right. And then this one has quarterly pages, whereas this one has 2 months on a page. So 3 months versus 2 months on a page. This one has a little calendar above in case you need to know which day it is, or day of the week it is, I mean. So, I mean, again, personal preference. Would you rather see 2 months with more space to write, or 3 months and see your quarter at a glance? Alrighty. So, moving along, because I think it just has the quarterly pages and then 2026 notes with the task list and the 2027 calendar. Okay. This one, we're going through the 2026 calendar, 2026 holidays, plans, these 2 month at a glance pages, which I don't know which I like better. There's advantages to both. Then I love that it gives you this little spot for a vision board. I think I did throw in a random piece of Jane's Agenda dot grid that I had found to have my own one in here. Okay, so but in the LiveLovePosh, we've got the vision board. Oops, just throwing it all around, and then space for word of the year, top 2026 goal, 2026 bucket list, the year in pixels, when did I last? I love that page. Annual bill tracker. And then something new is these reading list. That's so cute. I'm so excited. They just threw that in there because they know we love our books. So 2026 books, and then a note page. Okay, so just a little bit more than they had before, and well, a lot more, because we have these. It did not have these pages before in the LiveLovePosh beginning thing. So I kind of like these 2 months to page. It did already have pretty much everything else except for these. So that's cool. So anyways, that's the new LiveLovePosh. That's the 2026 Jane's Agenda. They're both great. Oh my goodness. How will I decide what to keep and what to give to my child? All right, let's look at January for both. So we've got the name page. So January in the Jane's Agenda just has the calendar. It's a Sunday start, I think, because you're able to choose that. And I chose Sunday start. This one also has a little thing of the calendar, Sunday start. I don't even use these, you guys. In my current, let's look at current LiveLovePosh versus new LiveLovePosh, and then we'll compare it to the Jane's Agenda. But so in my current LiveLovePosh, we have these are the same: the calendar and the important dates and birthdays, the priorities and the goals. I did not like the monthly bills up front, and I didn't use it. I usually change that to wins or something. So what they have here is affirmations, currently reading, listening to, and loving. I actually would probably use all of those. What I've been doing, let's look at my November, is just putting stickers over most of the things. So yeah, rather than having to sticker everything, although I would still probably throw a sticker over this because I don't really use that for anything. So all right, so that's the same mostly, other than this section, which I like a million times better. So let's look at the calendar. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the new calendar has just dot grid down the side. The old calendar had these little boxes that I never used, so I always put stickers over. Okay, so they fixed that too. You guys can see why I'm torn, because I love all the changes they've made to the LiveLovePosh. Okay, so let's see what comes after the calendar. On the old one is just a notes page. So on the reverse side of the calendar is a notes page, and let's see on the new one, no, not a notes page. This is where the bills are, and it even has a spot for monthly overview, which, you guys, that's what I've been putting on the reverse of this anyways. It does have those habit trackers that were on the calendar before here. but obviously much bigger. And I think, yeah, I don't know, more user-friendly maybe. I usually track habits weekly, but there might be some that I would do monthly, but we'll see. Anyways, that is the big difference from just a plain notes page. Okay, and then that was it. That was how they went. And then, yeah. So on the new one, not only do we have this, we have to-dos for the month, and I love that it's divided into 4 because I usually divide my to-dos into 4 for my brain dump, and I love doing that. So I would put, you know, business, personal, family, and creative. So love that. There's just so much more than there was before. A monthly inbox. I don't even know what we do with monthly inbox. Month in review, rate your month, highlights of month, challenges faced and lessons learned with all the stock grid, which you could decorate however you want. And then the notes. Oops, I'm getting all excited up with my camera. Then the notes. Oh, gosh, this is going to be so hard because this is pretty awesome. I love, yeah, that was kind of the whole reason I wanted the like dot grid for the agenda one, is so that I could make a little brain dump thing, do some decorating. So this is just a lot more than was in the old LiveLovePosh monthly, where I think it, and it might have had a second note page. I don't know. I threw in extra note pages so that I'd have more. I can't remember. So it might have been like 2 pages of notes. But this is just, wow, that's a lot more. The whole calendar, habits and to-dos, plus the bills. And really, if you want it in a different order, you could put it in a different order. But I could throw in a piece of the dot grid here if I wanted to do more with my budgeting, which I probably would. Wow. And then it ends with the notes. This is going to be tough, you guys. Tough. What would you do? Which one is more your style? So let's look at the Jane's Agenda 2026 monthly. So for the 2026 monthly in the Jane's Agenda, we've got this beautiful overview. Then it moves into the calendar. And the thing I love about this calendar is that it has the moon phases, because I track that, and I have to like look it up and then put it in my calendar if I don't already have it. So I kind of love that. Then it has this, which is where I was planning to do my brain dump, but it's only 2 columns, not 4. And then I threw in a dot grid. So yeah, it wouldn't have this. It would just be this for the monthly, for the back of the monthly, which is plenty if that's what you want, or if you want to put other things in there, which I normally do. And then the calendar with the moon phases and this. This is going to be a hard decision. Do I want to just kind of customize it all myself? Or do I want to use somebody else's format? Which, again, I love this. I just would need, I mean, this would be a really easy way to put like no spend and daily sales in with my budget stuff. And of course, I have the brain dump for the month. And inbox, I don't even know. Is that projects continued from the previous month or something? I don't know. I don't know about that one. And then this cute little month in review with the challenges and lessons and the highlights. Wow. Okay. Decisions. I would actually love to hear what you guys think. Which would you pick? The Jane's Agenda or the LiveLovePosh, which is more like your style, like aesthetic wise and functional wise. What would you be most likely to do? And yeah, I will have to think about what I'm gonna do. Cause yeah, decisions. Fun decisions though. But yeah, let me know what you guys would do in the comments. Hey, future Hannah. I couldn't leave you guys hanging, so I made a decision. And here's what I'm going to go with. I am going to use the LiveLovePosh for me because I do think I would use all of the little extras, and that especially the budget part with the no spend and stuff tracking would be great for me. So that, and my thought was, I don't know if my daughter would use all of that. It might be overwhelming for her. She's a college kid. She doesn't need all of that. So let me show you what I put together for her because I'm really excited about it. So using those beautiful Jane's Agenda monthlies. And first of all, I do want to say that both Jane's Agenda and LiveLovePosh have more than one type of monthlies. I think LiveLovePosh has a couple different kinds. Jane's Agenda has 3 or 4. These were just my 2 favorites from each shop. So, yeah, both are great. So let's go through what I put together for her. And I was using a cover that already had these flowers with this beautiful dashboard under it, and these glass dividers. It's 12 months. So because these are a little bit thicker plastic with the glass plastic, I decided to go with like plastic discs to make it lighter weight because those can be a little bit heavy. And it does have all 12 months so that she can put in, you know, a month at a time, maybe 2 months at a time of her daily weeklies and still have plenty of room. So let's take a little peek because I think it just turned out so pretty. So here is the name page with that initial part, and then of course we've got our quarterly pages with the holidays listed, and then the notes, the task list, the 2027, and then a blank dot grid. And then we just go into January, and I loved these floral vellums that had the months on it, and I thought they just layered so nicely over these. So let's just take a little peek. So we've got our January here, and then we're going into the monthlies, which if you guys remember this beautiful clean look. And then we've got February, March. I think it's different flowers for every month. But anyways, I just love the dried flowers. April, May, a little bit of purple, which is one of her favorite colors. June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And so it has all 12 months in here. I found while I was looking around in my office this beautiful matching note paper that must have been in one of my Jane's Agenda boxes. But I love it because the dried flowers match perfectly to the dried flowers in the notebook. And then I threw some dot grid in at the end for her. But I just think this is just going to be so fun. So I will do a separate setup video for my 2026. And before that, I'm going to do my holiday setup because I always do a separate planner just for December. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my 2026 setup. And thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know in the comments for sure which you would choose for you, because I think they're both great options. And, you know, some of us like a little more detail, some of us like a little more simplicity. It's all good. Definitely put in the comments what you thought and of the comparisons and of my beautiful little planner for my girl. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.